to ambitious ladies
Yes.
and ambitious men. Okay, welcome guys. Welcome back to the Turkish Delight Show with your girl Turkish Delight Sev. So, this week's topic is all about the ambitious people out there, yeah? Ambitious men, ambitious women. I have special guests.
Charlotte, aka Happy Hippie Mummy.
You should know her by now, right? Yeah. Okay, so I just thought it would be really great to do an episode around this because I have quite a few ambitious people around me in my circle, and sometimes I sit down and I listen and and I hear the struggles and challenges that they have sometimes being an ambitious person, especially when it comes to relationships and stuff like that. And I saw a quote today actually, and I thought, yes, I'm going to throw the quote out there, and then we'll just kind of like discuss on it. But it basically said like ambitious women / men, it's either two options. You need a supportive partner or you need to be by yourself, yeah? So it's kind of literally like, those are your two options, supportive partner or be alone. Now, it kind of sparked up something in me because I thought it's so true, because when I do speak to different people, I notice that it is really hard, like for an ambitious person, especially women even so, really hard in the dating scene within a relationship. And I'm noticing that a supportive partner literally is like so key for that journey, in order for whoever it is, that woman or that man, to be able to give them that space to really kind of go far on that journey. And I also understand that, like, as I said, women that are ambitious find it really difficult just even dating men because they're so ambitious. So what's your views on it?
I think, it's like, when I was listening to the quote, there's so many things. What do you bring to the table? What are you bringing to the table? So many people discuss it. I am the table. I'm the leg. I'm the plate. I'm like, you know what? I think you need to match your ambition, first of all.
Okay, I like that.
So people think about matching energy, but you need to match ambition, right? So this means if you want a nice car, you date somebody who's into cars, and this is your goal. For instance, if you want to have a house and you're trying to be a homeowner, you've got to sort of date people like this, that have that mindset like yourself, because there's no point in you dating somebody who's into cars and you want a house. Do you understand? That's just like massive complications already, because you're not on the same page. There's no point in you dating somebody who wants to go on holiday 2 or 3 times a year because you can't go buy a house. Do you understand? So this is what I say, you've got to match your ambitions first of all. This is when you're dating and you're a little bit older. When you're a bit younger, you can think about, salaries and trying to build up yourself in your career and have those things, but you still got to have goals, because now I feel like when people say ambition, it's like they want to be on Kanye West level or what's the other one, Kim Kardashian's level, them people, but that's not a realistic, most of us have bills to pay, and you want to make sure your house is kept clean, and certain quite low level goals that still can be difficult if you're not on the same page. If you want to, especially like now in this economic time that we're living, I think it is really important when you are meeting somebody, you're dating somebody, first of all you need to know your ambitions, what it is you're trying to achieve in your life, and then the same thing with whoever you're trying to date or whoever you want to be in your life. Because if you don't have those goals, it's just going to be a conflict in the relationship.
Very true.
I mean, what do you think about if the other person isn't as ambitious as the other person?
And this is what I've been coming across when I've been talking to different people. I'm finding that they feel like their partner isn't on their level in that sense. Not, I don't mean it in a humble way, not in a horrible way, but they feel like their ambition, their vision, their partner is not on that.
Yes.
You know, maybe they want to buy a big house.
Yeah.
They want to drive a big car. Let's just say that's their ambition. That's their vision.
Yes.
But their partner is okay staying at the same job.
Yes.
Being at the same wage or the same level
Yeah.
for the next 10 years. And when I hear that, I can't help but feel like your ambitions don't really match. Not to say that they're the wrong person.
No, but I understand.
I don't
because
feel
you
like
got,
they're necessarily the wrong person, no.
No.
But I just think when it comes to the ambition,
Yeah.
all I'm hearing is big vision. All I'm hearing is big ideas. And then when you're talking about your partner, it's more of a complaint thing where, well, they're not really keeping up. They're not.
Well, you see, the thing is, you know, this is the thing, you know, your ambition needs to line up. So some ladies, I'll talk for myself, I can't speak for the men, but some ladies, what I find is that, for instance, they might have a very good job or a job that pays a lot of money, 6 figures, for instance, and their partner is not on the same wage, but he's hardworking, he's committed, and so on, because now women are earning more, especially in the black community. You have a lot of black women that are earning more than black men. So it does come up to that conflict. You know, you might have a few out of the whole, you know, what they call them high value males. But when we put them down on paper, high value males to high value females, when we put them on par, we'll see that there's a lot of successful women that are having to date down. Right? And I say that quote, date down, because I don't believe in dating down. It's just something that there's always these buzzwords. There's no such thing as dating down. But if you're dating somebody, you've got the same principles, you've got the same work ethics, you are on the same page, you've come from the same kind of family, you've got the same values. There's no such thing as dating down. If you're lucky enough to have chosen a profession that you're earning very good wages, doesn't mean that you can look down on somebody else who might want to sweep the street. That job is just as sufficient as your job. It's just as important as your job. Do you know? So I don't feel like anybody can actually date down. When I hear these things, I just think this is what's ruining the community. But if you try to work together, so let's say one of you's earning a good money, the other person's got an average income, you can put it together. Women, we have different things in life. We might want to have children, so we have to plan that in as well. You know, who's going to be looking. Maybe your partner, there's a lot of guys now that stay at home and help out, but if your partner's not humble enough to want to do that, if he's also got this attitude of men have to earn this much of money for them to be respected and they don't want to help out in the home, that's also going to bring an issue. So the ambition thing is like part and parcel, because you do have a lot of successful people that are unhappy, you know, because they're thinking, I'm in this pay bracket, I need to date guys or females in this, but maybe they're not from your cultural background. Maybe they don't understand certain things about you. Maybe you're not on par. So I'm not saying it's date down, but maybe calm down your ego. Do you know what I mean? Like, calm down the ego and start to see all of us. If somebody's got good work ethics, because this is what I would look for in my partner, because I don't want to get up every day and I'm leaving man in my bed. So let's say he could be selling drugs and making loads of money, but I'm not coming to visit you in prison. Do you understand? To me, that's dating down.
Yeah, I understand.
You got your whole heap of money, but I'm not coming to visit you. If anything happens to you, I don't want to do that. But so I'm being realistic. Do you understand? So I won't get involved in something like that, because I do feel like if you are, you got to ride or die.
Yeah.
Because when man's doing good, you got to go with him. Yeah. And vice versa. So it's the same thing with your little man that is cleaning the street. Yeah. So when he's cleaning the street, things ain't going good for him, but you know which part he's at. When he says to you he's going this place, you take solitude and what he can give you, because you can get a lot of other men that are doing really well and successful and ambitious, but maybe they've got 4 or 5 girlfriends because now they've got access to a lot more funds. Do you know what I'm saying? So you think about what you value, because that's, whether we like it or not, we all know the more money a man has, the more access he has to females. Yeah, so true. You got to value which one is important.
Which one is more important to you. It's very true.
You know, so that's what I would say with ambition. Ambition is good for you to have your personal drive, what you want to achieve, but I don't think your personal ambition should now determine that everybody should be on that level. You know, I'm from like the African community, and there's this comedian, Gina Asheray. She always says this joke, like, in the African community, your parents have high expectations, so they say there's only 3 things. So this is a Gina Asheray joke before I get done. But so she says, there's 3 things that you can achieve in an African household. Yeah? You can either be a lawyer, a doctor, or a disappointment. Those are your options. So, and that's quite true for a lot of people that come from that background, you know. But things have changed now, and more people are thinking about personal happiness, reaching your goals, your family, other things that come with ambition as well.
So I guess in a way, like the way you've kind of concluded it is that, so even though, for example, you know, these ambitious men or women who might feel like maybe their partner isn't on par with them, let's just say, but actually when you look at the bigger picture, you're right, it's the core values really, about what they're really bringing to that relationship, not necessarily just because of the fact that they haven't got the exact same vision as that person, because I think you've answered it like pretty well, and also you've made me look at it in a bigger picture as well. It's not to say that I would have thought that they were dating down, because I would never think that, because I know everybody comes with their qualities, but in regards to the vision and the ambition, just about what they want, maybe a big house and stuff like that, and maybe the partner not being on par with that, you know, I would have thought to myself, okay, well maybe they're just not aligned when it comes to ambition. But and then I think you've given another perspective, which for those people that are out there that are ambitious can also look at it from the other side. Because just because they haven't got the same vision exactly, they might be bringing certain other qualities to your relationship, and you don't necessarily need them to have that same vision as you. You can still have that vision. And they can support that vision if they want to or not. And you support their vision, whatever that might be as well. Do you get it? I don't know.
So, just to ask you, it's your show, just to ask you, do you feel 2 ambitious people could be successful in a relationship?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do think. But
like 2 doctors or
I do.
lawyer.
I do. I feel like if you've got a similar work ethic or maybe come from a similar industry, it doesn't mean to say though that it's definitely a match, because it doesn't matter, you know, not everything matches, you know, but I definitely would say from what I've seen in life and experiences, I definitely think when I see 2 professionals together, sometimes the way that they build can be a bit different to maybe the way I see somebody who has a lot of ambition and vision, and somebody who's got their own vision but just maybe not on the same level as that person. It slightly becomes a bit stagnant, and then sometimes it becomes like imbalanced. That's what I've kind of observed through my years of kind of growing up. But it's not still to say that you could have somebody who is not as ambitious but is very supportive, and that in itself is enough. Do you get it? So that's why I'm with what you said. I think it's all about the values, the core values, what you're coming with. I think either way can work actually, but it's all about really 2 things: having a supportive partner, being aligned with your ambition, or just getting on with it and doing what you need to do for yourself and your vision for yourself. That's my opinion. Anyway, on how I see ambitious women, men, and relationships.
It's interesting, because I feel like sometimes when it comes to the home, the way how things are in a home, you still got to have a feminine and a masculine role.
I get that. Yeah.
So even when two people are successful, the man and the woman are successful, in the home, that structure doesn't reflect.
What, with two ambitious people?
Yeah.
Oh, in the home?
No.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So
Alright.
your viewers might think of it differently. It's just how I would observe
Okay,
it.
no, that's fair.
So I will give you an example. My auntie and my uncle have been married 30 years. They're both doctors.
Okay.
Two different professions. They're in the field of, but they work in two different fields.
Oh, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
So they don't work in the same place or anything, but they're both doctors. They've both got the doctor title. So my auntie, we've got 3 children. She's got 3 children. And the dynamics in the home are always a certain way. So she would still make sure the food is dealt with a certain way. For every day, she's always done that. Even though they're on par, pay-wise. Even with their children, the way they parent. So I don't want to get done, but you know, he's protective over his wife. Auntie said to my cousins, you know, when your dad comes, I'm going to speak with him. So it's like, whatever, you know. So anyway, my uncle's come home and my auntie's told him what's happened. So he said, what? He's going to speak to my cousins. And the first thing he said to my cousins were, if you ever speak to my wife like that again, you're going to have to come out of this house. So that's just to illustrate their relationship. They're both extremely powerful. They're doing very well in their careers. But in the home, there's a structure.
Okay. I get you.
You understand? There's a structure of how everything is dealt with.
Yeah, I get
and
you.
he's still the man of the house, and he still does things a certain way for the family. You know, so that's what I meant when I was saying it's a bit difficult now, because I feel like that's part of what's missing. No, I'm not suggesting that women have to be submissive, but there's roles in the relationship. So even when you are driven and ambitious, you still need to have virtuous qualities about you as a woman. You still need to strive to illustrate what being feminine is, even in your ambition, because this energy is still needed in the home. It's still relevant. It's a supportive energy of everything that goes on, even if you are in a leadership role. You know, so that's all I would say. So even as women, it's great for us to be ambitious, but let's not forget our superpower of our feminine powers. You know, that's our secret superpower. So you can tap into that energy that can also illustrate further accomplishments outside of your ambition. You know, but that's what I would have added to that.
Yeah, I think that's very real, actually. And as you're saying, to make sure that you've also got that. So going back to the question when you asked me, do I think 2 ambitious people would work? And I do believe it would, which sounds like it does work.
Yes.
But it's still understanding your role within the home.
Yes.
And I do agree. I think it's actually very important that you have that balance between that, because you're right, sometimes the ambitious woman might go over to the masculine kind of side.
At times, yeah.
Yeah, not all the time, but at times. And then that's when it can ruin the dynamic of what's actually within the home.
Yes.
So yeah, no, I agree. So I think that's a perfect way to conclude Ambitious Women and Men. So thank you guys for locking in. Remember to like, subscribe and
comment.
and see you in a couple of weeks. Peace out.